say good day, sir. Good day, gentlemen. I say good day, sir. Good day, gentlemen.
Good night, or whatever time it is where you're watching. You're listening to a very long overclocked remix of a Hidden Palace Zone, or at least the cutscene music. We know now in retrospect. This was 14 years ago. We now know that it was actually cutscene music, but it's still a good song if you want to find it. It is number 91 in the playlist in the description over on YouTube. Hello, Serious Sam. How are you doing? I know you're probably very, very excited. He says, I am so ready for Stanley Parable. And do you want to know how long it takes to beat the game? Go on then. Well, on average, surely you can't possibly predict how long it'll take me to predict, to predict. What am I talking about? To clear the game. There we go. Alright, so let's launch it, shall we? And I tried to test it before the stream. It turns out everything is like perfect. Like it's launching in windowed full screen, so I can, you know, move out the window and the controller works. But when I started the game, it asked me for the time. So I immediately turned the game off because that was immediately sus. Surely the game should already know my time. So Serious Sam says less than 2 hours. I kind of know what I'm in for this kind of game, but I still don't know what I'm in for really. All I know is that it's a very strange game and it's not your typical game. And Delay's here. Delay says, "Oh, going straight in with Ultra Deluxe." I don't know what the context is for that. I don't know the differences between the original.
Who are you?
And that is the call of Tep music over on YouTube. How you doing? Probably going to pop into Twitch now. But I promise you, Tep, by the next stream, not Wednesday, maybe tomorrow, actually, I don't know. Yeah, by tomorrow, I'll have a built-in Tomos redemption here on Twitch for you. It's about time, huh? And here he is. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. Now, yeah, this is where I got sus. I was like, why is it asking me for the time? That's interesting. Usually, you know, it should know what time it is, but it is exactly 3 minutes past 9 here in the UK. No, accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. And yeah. That's why I wanted to launch the game before. Here we go. Okay, so there was nothing sus about that. So now I can adjust the volume levels. I was like, whoa. I was very suspicious of this game upon loading it up. Look at all these volume things I've got now. Meow. I'm gonna say 20. I can hear a lot of background officey noise on this title screen. What's up, everybody? I hope you are having a lovely Tuesday. If I've not said that already, how yous doing? I guess I'll begin the game. There are no settings that I'd have to change, right? Apart from maybe possibly camera sensitivity. Let's turn it all the way up, because I know I always end up doing that anyway. Do I want to see a reticule? And these are all the accessibility things, huh? Auto walk. What does that mean? Enables additional walk input. E.g. for one-handed walking. I don't know what that means. Can anybody explain this to me? And if I need it on or off? Delay says, actually, for us it might be kind of nice to hear the game. Are you sure? Can you still hear all the backgroundy officey noise right now? Delay says, trust me, it won't get in the way. If you say so. Are you saying I'd turn the volume all the way back up to 100%? Surely not that, right? I'll do 50. I'll do 50. Can you hear that? Alright, well, yeah, it's on 50 right now, which is way more than I'd usually do. Alright. I'm ready to start the game then, I think. Let's go. The end is never.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, hello. So Sam says, I hope that you like the game, and thank you, Sam, for gifting it to me. I know you've been talking about this one a lot, and already the graphics are incredibly smooth. I'm working with a silky smooth. This is so immersive. It's got that kind of camera that Serious Sam has, where it makes it proper immersive. And hello, Omabouge, how you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. And Delay says, also, I hope you fall in love with Kevin Brighting's genius voiceovers. I was going to say there, that was some delightful voiceover to listen to. Alright, let's have a look-sees then. I think my camera might be too sensitive.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
White windows. What meeting room? Who farted? There's my number. This should be my desk here, really. What else can I jump? I guess that's an interact button.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
That's definitely...
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Nah, I'm fine, bro. Let's see what you're playing at. I like work. Who says that? I just hate... Oh, okay, yeah. Probably quite a lot of people say that. Can I read this text? Is there a zoom button? Oh, there's a crouch button. Teb loves this game. Omabouge is asking, how's the JJ verse? That's a... I don't like... that's weird. I don't like saying that. Is that your way of asking how am I? The JJ verse. Cool, there's different click sounds. And hello, King Samurai. How are you doing? No zoom button, says Sam. Do you think this was hand painted and then uploaded and digitized? Was the narrator expecting me to do this? Delay says, you know those missions in, I don't know, Paper Mario, where you're just told to go from person to person in an ever-expanding, ridiculous task that never seems to end? Yeah, that achievement is one of those. And Sam says, after the stream, check out the free demo if you can. That's gotta be more than 50, right? I give up. Okay, I'm done. What is this place? Can I climb over this? What am I tapping there? The fuck? Now when I press the A button it thinks I'm just typing on a keypad. Unless that's just the standard. Unless that's just always been the standard button noise. I don't know. Not gonna lie, I've always wanted to play one of these liminal space kind of games.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did he? What if I can't tell left from right? Oh, which is it? Which is it? Can I confuse the narrator? Oh, he shut the door behind me. Yeah, Tep says, I'm sure this is the one with the narrator saying the most funny stuff, right? What? Is that what makes Ultra Deluxe special, is it? They've just added way more dialogue. It's essentially the same game, just more. Tips for not getting fired.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Boss's office? Financial panic meeting. We're broke Wednesday. Something scribbled out and then replaced with mergers. Pranking floors meeting. Pranking? And on a new engine, says Sam. Cool. Oh, a slideshow is going on? Oh, I wish these were more legible when you got up close to them. How come video game textures still aren't, like, really clear? What are your dreams for the future? Mitosis. What's mitosis? Metamorphosis. Alright. Let's just proceed. Oh, the broom closet's openable? Cool.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
There's a broom in here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No
Fine.
reason to still be here. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What if I went downstairs? I'm gonna go upstairs this time. Wait, I've followed the path that he wants me to go on so far. Oh no, so I'm gonna go downstairs actually and see what happens. What's this? That looks dangerous. Would you... Holy shit, now there's a noise down here. Do you think this is just the washing machine? A car.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined
There's a
himself
rise in
flying
tension.
and began to gently float above the ground.
What the...
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield.
This
and
is a
it so
trippy game.
appeared It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
More?
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being
This
considered
game's
by
good.
Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons.
No.
Please. It's all I want.
Nope.
I want my apartment and my wife
I want that.
and my job.
Not that.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Well, that was something. That was,
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
This is something else, isn't it?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Is the game gonna give me a breather now? That was something, wasn't it? Jeez Louise, that was crazy. Is that what all first-time players go through? Because, God, the bit where I was lifting up off the ground and then lowering, I was getting a little bit of motion sickness. It felt very immersive and real. God, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was absolutely delightful. My ears, my eyes were bloody tearing up at that whole bit. That was incredible. Umabu says, straight to the part you saw in a video. I wasn't paying much attention to the video aspect. It wasn't at the music. Wasn't I listening to music when we had that gameplay footage? Umabu says, you chose that. How was I supposed to know that that was gonna happen? Oh dear. Anyway. Nothing's happening when I press... Oh. That's funny. You make the clicky noise anywhere but actually looking at your own keyboard.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, it's happening again? It's happening again!
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Was that
Click
a game
the door
over?
5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna do what I'm told this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, not more red. Colour hues. Alright, so as I suspected, that was a game over. Pretty much, the game restarted. And now that Umabu says it, yeah, like, I do actually have flashbacks of watching that red lit car park in some gameplay footage, actually. But I can't remember what the music sounded like, unfortunately. Hello. What is this place? Oh, it's a bathroom. To be rich Is it a crime to commit crimes? Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. I'm surprised there's no toilet dude in here. Like, giving you the evils. Why is there a Kung Fu Panda on the wall? With a gun to its head. What the hell? Is this my boss's office? I want to see what's in here though. Business strategy. Okay. Whoa, what's that? Is that a magnifying glass symbol? Oh, it's just a reticule. I'll go... Oh, I was gonna say, is that what my boss looks like?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
This is how...
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Did I? And Sam's like, do you want a guide for this game? No, I want to play it blind, thank you. Although I understand the enthusiasm of wanting to guide me through the game, Sam. And Omabu says, a toilet dude giving you the evils? Have you never been into a pub toilet and there's been a guy there? I'm pretty sure they probably don't do it anymore since like lockdown and all that stuff. But yeah, we have toilet dudes, and they have like deodorants and stuff like that, or mints. You give them £1. It's a great scene in the IT crowd of a toilet dude just stood there looking at us. I wish I had a torch right now. Yeah, I can't see shit. Oh my god, I really can't see. Okay. Yeah, I could do with a torch. Do I just step in here?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
The hell was that? The light's going off. Get out of the lift. Get out of the lift. Get out of the lift. Look at these shadows. Digital Foundry would love these.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the
Scared
large
the
door
shit out.
that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control? Do I need brainwashing escape?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
But
of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
I don't know. I know what I'd do. I know what I'd do. But the voice in my head is saying no. But voice in your head versus heart and gut instinct. Guys, what do I do? I don't want to get mind controlled. I'd rather die.
Nope. Still on board with death?
Yes. Yes. I don't want to get mind controlled. I don't want to have a lot about it. Just kill me. I'd rather just die.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Can I run?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okay. So if I ever see red lighting like this, it's death then, right?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
Oh, wow.
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Cool. Well, before I go, I just wanted to say...
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Cool. Roll
And yet
credits.
it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Stanley's computer. Office layout. Wait, what? Is this like a map that I could use for reference? The two doors. Door. Corridor. Nature paintings. What is that? Looks like a bunch of trees getting struck by lightning, doesn't it? Delay says that this room is pretty neat, in my opinion. And hello, Victor, who says, hi, Stanley. I guess I'm Stanley now. The town I grew up in is called Stanley, by the way. It's semi-famous in the northeast, because very close to it houses an open-air museum called Beamish, and going there you get to see what Britain was like in the 1800s or so, and others, that like there's different time zones and it's all old-fashioned. It's really nice to go. I haven't been in a while. What was that? I wasn't reading it. I wasn't expecting it to do something at this point. I just turned it off. Office computers, solitaire, installing Chart Pro, whatever. Is this the end of the game? I felt like this was a bit creditsy. Developed by Crows. Is that for real? Original music? What music? Delay says, should we tell him a little about the game? Are these just like boards? They are boards. The office. What's up these stairs? Out or out? By the looks of it, out. Sam says, yes, it's real. What the game devs are actually called. Crows. Oh. That was an achievement, apparently. You can't jump. Get your first achievement. Getting an achievement is an achievement in and of itself. That's a bit dumb, isn't it? The hell is that? What's that? Are these all the game secrets I'm looking at right here? I'm confused. These are spoilers. Okay, okay. I feel like this is playtest of the game, wouldn't you say? And the devs have just thought of like everything that a player could do. I've decided I don't want to read a lot of this. I thought that was moving in tandem with me there.
I don't know, Nick. I'm not.
Wonder
I say good day, sir. Good day, gentlemen.
Well, both Chester and Wonder Woman popped by to say hello at the same time. How are you doing? Delay says that this little museum is essentially about the development of the game. Yeah, man, this is crazy. Am I supposed to be here? Have I made it to the end or something? Although one of those things was talking about different endings, so... What the... Hello? What's...
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me.
Uh-oh.
You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Both the Carmen release of death and some head pats at the same time. I'm in heaven. So I just got a game over. Okay. Day 3 of Groundhog Day. I don't want to hear the whole...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, what did I do wrong that time, though?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What does that mean, Chester? I've never seen that expression before.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What else is there here? Yeah. Is it because I...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Alright, so this is where I was before. 2845. Do I put it in? I feel
Stanley
like...
just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Fine, whatever. I'll do what you tell me to this time.
2845.
Yes, man, I know. Thank you.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Can I not leave through this door? I don't want to get brainwashed. Here we go. More again. I was reading chat there, Ghost now.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Wow, Delay's internet has been a bit of a jerk today. It sucks that you won't see me do a lot of this game live. I'm sorry to hear that, Delay. My internet was sucking a lot last week. Alright. A button?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
I guess
What
that's...
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
That's what that was a photo of earlier. Well, I was like, what the hell is that? Wow, look at all these cigarette butts. Are they like real things, or are they just a texture? I think they're just a texture, you know. Oh, hello. Serious Sam says, JJ, what is it? What is it, Sam? What's up? Alright, Chester explains that nade nade it means there in Japanese. Cool. I'll be looking out for that, or listening out for that, next time I watch some anime. Serious Sam says redeem? What happened? Oh, a redeem didn't work? Let's fix that for Sam, huh? Redeem. What is it? Is it do this? Oh no, it's not. It's can do, isn't it, over on YouTube? There you go, Sam. Sorry that some points have just gone down the toilet for you. Twitch!
I can do this.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each saw the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I was not listening to a word he said there. Whoops.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Hello. But red is never a good thing. Whatever, he hasn't told me to do anything yet.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Dismantle the controls, huh? What controls? It's really dark in here. You off to bed now, Ghost Nerd, already? Yeah, you're gonna go to sleep. You're tired as heck. You have another long day tomorrow and you need to be prepared for this trip on Thursday. It's news to me. You don't have to apologize, Oma Bruges. See you later, Ghost Nerd. Slumber. Anyway, where am I? It's really dark. I have to dismantle some controls. Console disabled. Facility power? Could that be it? What's this? 5.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to every...
I hope I just didn't give myself a game over there.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
No.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Really? Was that my hour? But it's happening again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So tell me what the deal is here. Do I just like see what there is to do? That's the story as the narrator intended it. Ah. Is the aim of this game to try and play it for as long as possible? Like, to not see the end for as long as possible? I did see there was another option in that power room. Vector Sader says, fuck around and find out. Well,
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
why does this come into play as well? Like, why do we need the ability to crouch? Someone's playing solitaire on there. And also...
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
awaiting input. Did that say that before? Input received. This is different. Purple. What does that mean? That scared the hell out of me. What was that? Thank you for the, is that Twitch or YouTube? Thank you for the YouTube subscription. Yes, it is. John Creator. Nice name. Can't go back into my door. This computer is like screaming at me. What could that possibly mean? I'm pressing every button on my controller just to be safe. Oma Bruges figured out that he doesn't like these types of games. Why is that, Oma Bruges? Yeah, Vector Seda on the other hand likes people playing these games, see how they react. Imagine if you were the dev of this game, like, and you got to see the playtesters do it, and you were designing the game based on all that stuff. I said earlier, I think you weren't here, Vector said, I said this is basically playtester of the game, isn't it? I've never gone to the right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
To admire the employee lounge, huh? There's a computer on in there. Is this the lounge?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Looks like I did the...
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yes, Chester, there is a lot of narration here. The narrator has barely given me a chance to speak.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
You know that meme? How to act appropriately in the office.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue.
Call human
When a long time had
resources.
passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I guess it's time
But
to
at
leave
last,
that room.
he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Door on the left, huh? Caution, do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I agree with Vector Seda, the narrator's interjections are part of the funny. Serious Sam says, get on the catwalk. Catwalk? What catwalk? Are we playing the same game here, Sam? Model simulator. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Yeah. I can't jump. There is no jump button. Is there?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Who's that?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Would I die
to
if I
put
fell off
your
here?
work aside But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Tep says, not spoiling, but the reviews part is hilarious AF.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I forgot to fiddle with those computers this time.
This room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Back on track with what? Oh, we're here now? Oh no. Vector Seda says that he believes that I can survive that jump? Whoa. Tilly says, yeah, what did you think would happen when you step off the platform like that? There was an instance earlier where I fell from a great height and I didn't die, so that's why I did that. I was like, yeah, there's no fall damage in this game, is there?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Get in the lift. Get into the lift. Get into the lift. But where was it? This way. I could go up or down here. Huh. I can hear someone singing my name. How long is this going on for? Still in here, huh? Forever. I'm starting to figure that, Sam. Alright, I'm about to die. Is there anything else I can check out here? The executive bathroom. I'm always so disappointed in video games when you see a mirror and then it's got no reflection on it.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Shut up.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
I want out of here.
Relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Well, that was different. I'm pretty sure there are different lines of dialogue every time I've come in here so far. And Chester says, insert Sonic 3 file select OST here. You'd have that playing into the lift, would you? I would say that's too high quality for lift music. Was there anything else? Yeah, the Land of Darkness. What happens if I press up? Nothing. Alright.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Well, I guess I'm gonna come back here and press the other button this time.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, Delay says there are still a few things you can do there back where I was, like ride the elevator back up, even though the elevator wasn't going anywhere. And do that until the narrator disables it.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never!
I didn't realize that you could ride the elevator back up. That one.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
So dark.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I don't know if these lights are important. But they make special boops when I press them. So spooky. What's this? A set of stairs? I can't see, but I can climb them, I think. No, wait, there's something in the way that I can't see. Oh well, to the power facility. That's what I was thinking on my bridge. Like when I saw that pink, I was like, oh, has that got anything to do with the pink that I saw on that computer one of those times?
And when at
Right.
last he found the source of the room's power... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere
That's open
moments
now.
until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me.
Wait,
where we're
there was a
going,
5.
what all this means. I barely know where to start.
5? Where was that 5 at?
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right,
There's the
I'm
5.
good. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this.
Now where would I find
this
the 3?
version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you.
There's a
quite
1.
rich.
Oh my god.
I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
Oh, really?
But I'm enjoying this so
2,
much.
1.
You know
Oh my
what?
god.
To hell
Where's the
with it.
3? Where's the
I'm
3?
going to
Where's the
put
3?
some
Where's the
extra
3?
time
Where's the
on
3?
clock. Why not?
Extra time?
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
That's a 5.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
No, I'm looking
Or
for
did
3,
you just
mate.
assume when you saw that timer that something in this
Yellow
room
buttons.
was capable of
Hello,
turning it
what's
on?
this?
I mean, look
What's
at
this?
you.
What's this? What's this?
Running
What's this?
from button to button,
3.
screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite
Incorrect.
a disappointment.
4.
But here's a spoiler for you.
Oh.
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown.
What if I just turned it off?
Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Oh well. This is fun though. I really, really, really dig this game. This is a cool bloody concept. And greetings, the third Bruno. How you doing? I hope you're having a yeah, Oma Bruges. That felt very Metroid. Serious, sometimes that I found out what? How you doing anyway, third Bruno? I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Oh dear. Tepper's loving this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It's a fairly easy
Stanley
game
decided
to
go
enjoy,
the
I have
meeting
to say.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Looking at the clock, been streaming for 1 hour and 20 minutes so far. Like, yeah, this is a nice game to just kick back and experience. This looks different, doesn't it? Guys? The hell? I'm gonna turn you off. I'm gonna turn you off. You're waiting input now. Huh. Yeah, was this room always like this? I guess so. I guess this room is so insignificant that I've never really paid attention to it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
It's been a while since I've been on the left, hasn't it? But that just always leads to what I've just done, so...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, Vector says that Sam meant that I just screwed about and tried and found out. Catwalk time. Wow, Delay says the countdown ending you just got is one of your favourite ones in the game.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, so... We've been this route? No, I haven't really done here that much. There was a couple of choices in here, but I died last time I went in here, so...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah, that last countdown ending, like... I don't know if there is a way to avoid it, but...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
I can see that got your attention.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Can I land on here?
Someone you've forgotten about. What?
Yes.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
You do.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Alright, what you got for me, Mr. Narrator, sir? Sam seems pleased that I jumped off the lift. Wow, Tep has forgotten how to get the... Is this like Shadow the Hedgehog, where it's got like 259 million different endings? Third Bruno remembers watching Game Theory Live play this years ago, and you finally got it yourself when the Ultra Deluxe edition came out. Wasn't that like 2 years ago, the Ultra Deluxe? Where am I? What is this place? No buckets past this point.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Uh-oh.
Stanley walked through the red door.
You take the red pill, you take the blue pill, you take the red pill, you take the you take the red pill. And I'll show you how far I can shove the red pill. The rum chum. So the red means danger. Do I go through the red door? Tep says blue, I think. I would say a calming blue. Let's go through the blue door.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
The blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
The blue
All right,
door.
fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Doesn't sound happy, does he?
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yes.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did.
You
And in
didn't
the
write
end,
it.
It was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
Somebody else wrote it for
Help me
you.
here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
No.
Work with me. You give me
We saw a
absolutely
vehicle.
nothing so
There was
far.
that car.
Tell you what.
Come on,
Take
man.
a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
No. 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 We're back in this room. That's interesting. The door handle's been took off. Tilly says, oh, you're about to enjoy this ending. Or can I not put it off for so long? Oh. Please rate your experience.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Like, let's presume that 5 means good.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Wow, look at this. Is this for real? Only the worst 3% of blue players. What? It's a lot of information to take in. Serious Sam says, stay still. Now go. Who's a dead rat? Oh, we're back in this room? I got so distracted by that. Let's see what's in here now.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
Oh my
you
God.
click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of
Why is it a
confronting the
photorealistic
demands of family
baby?
life. I think the art world will really take notice.
Oh
but
my
of
God.
course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.